Hunt Showdown finally leaves early access at the end of this month, but it's a game I've been keeping an eye on for a while, mainly due to the game's pretty awesome Easter eggs. With the game's launch fast approaching, I decided to take a look at 15 Easter eggs, secrets and references in Hunt Showdown. As always, if you think I've missed something, then the best place to let me know is on Instagram, Twitter or my Discord server. The links to all three will be in the description. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. So first up, let's take a look at a couple of the Back to the Future references in the game. The first one is so incredibly well hidden, I'm surprised it's been discovered at all. At the Lawson train station, you can find a bin containing a very familiar book. So the book in the bin is Gray's Sports Almanac, years 1950 to the year 2000. The Almanac was a vital part of the plot in Back to the Future Part 2, falling into the hands of Biff, who used it to bet on sports results, therefore guaranteeing a win, allowing him to make a ton of money, kill Marty's dad and marry Marty's mum. As you do. The second Back to the Future reference can be found in a barn, and this one is a lot less subtle. So, the car underneath the cover is obviously the iconic DeLorean featured in the films. I wanted this car so much when I was a kid, and I don't even mean the flying Back to the Future version. Just a regular DeLorean would have been fine.
It's been buried here for 70 years, 2 months and 13 days.
So moving on from the Back to the Future series to another movie that's referenced more than once in Hunt Showdown. At the Goddard docks you can find this. So this setup is a pretty obvious nod to this scene from the movie Titanic.
Open your eyes.
The second Titanic reference is probably as recognisable as the previous one. At Cypress Huts you can find this. So this is a reference to this scene from the movie, which sparked plenty of debates, with people thinking that Leonardo DiCaprio could fit on the door along with Kate Winslet. You might also recall this Easter egg being featured in the Fallout 4 DLC, Far Harbor. So those first few Easter eggs have definitely been pretty on the nose, but this next one could be seen as debatable. But for what it's worth, I think it's more than a coincidence. At the slaughterhouse you can find this. So this looks pretty similar to a scene from the original Saw film. Take a look.
He started at the back of the cage and tunneled his way through that razor wire so fast. It's amazing he got as far as he did.
As I said, it's debatable, so I'd love to know what you think. On to one of the more popular Easter eggs in Hunt Showdown now. In fact, I think it was the first one I found. And yep, it's another movie reference. Close to Puerto Rico, you can find this. So this entire area is a reference to this scene from the brilliant Django Unchained.
Now, don't drop the f***ing thing, all right? I've just had the sights fixed, and they're perfect.
Oh, that's good to know.
The final movie reference I've managed to find is as obvious as all of the other Easter eggs so far put together. Close to Cypress Huts, you can find this cabin. Now, fans of The Evil Dead 2 should recognise this cabin and its contents immediately. For those that don't, this cabin is almost identical to the cabin from The Evil Dead 2, complete with a moose head on the wall, a woman trying to leave a basement, a piano that plays itself, and finally a shed out back with a head in a vice and the outline of a chainsaw.
Even now we have your darling Linda's soul. She suffers in torment.
You're going down. Chainsaw.
So that was the last of the movie references, but we still have to cover a couple of references to TV shows. The first of which can be found at Davant Ranch. So this is a reference to this scene from Breaking Bad. It's also a scene that's been recreated in plenty of other games, including Dead Rising 3 and Hitman 2. So earlier I said that the Saw Easter egg was the most debatable Easter egg in this video, and I kind of forgot about this next Easter egg. At the Blanchett graves you can find this. So it's a statue of an angel that looks like it's crying. Do you see where I'm going with this? Yep, that's right, these statues are a reference to Big Bird from Sesame Street. No, of course not. I and many others believe that they may be a reference to the weeping angels from Doctor Who. I mean, sure they don't move when you turn your back on them, but they're angels that are crying, so let me know what you think. So these final few Easter eggs aren't referencing anything in particular, they're just some pretty cool secrets hidden around the map. The first can be found at Blanchett Graves and is pretty well hidden. So a group of dead people who appear to have been playing dominoes. I may be wrong on the dominoes part by the way, still it's a pretty cool find. Now I did say that we were done with movie references, but a lot of people think that this next Easter egg is a reference to Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy, but for the record I don't think it is. Anyway, at this location you can find this. So it's like a combination of a man and a tree. If I'm honest, it reminds me more of the virus from The Last of Us, but let me know what you think down below. On to another very random find now, this time at Catfish Grove. Head into the water and you can find this. So a lonely man in what appears to be a coffin being used as a boat. As I said, pretty random. The final Easter egg is potentially pretty sad, though I can't seem to find any information on it. So once again, at Blanchett Graves, you can find this. So it's a gravestone belonging to somebody called Jacob Ortiz Sullivan. Now, if video game Easter eggs have taught me anything, it's that whenever something like this appears in a game, it's usually a way for a member of the dev team to commemorate the loss of a loved one. Still, I won't jump to conclusions, but if you have any idea as to what the grave is referencing, then be sure to let me know. So that's it. That's 15 Easter egg secrets and references found in Hunt Showdown. If you enjoyed this video, then a like is really appreciated. If you are a fan of Easter eggs and secrets in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.